Viking, 2026. I don't know, our father sent me a message. And I want to ask you guys a question. Do you know who your worst enemy is? And it's not Satan or the devil. Your worst enemy is you. My own worst enemy is me. I can hurt me more than anyone else can. I can overthink stuff till the cows come home. Drive myself insane. Or just put it in the hands of God or the Alpha. Because we don't have control over some things that happen to us or what He does. We don't. We can control how we take it, or at the moment we're dealing with situations, whatever we gotta do, but that also, He's watching that. He's watching that. You know, I've seen so many people walk by somebody laying on the street, dead to the world. I always stop and at least check for breathing. But they're turning the other way when they walk by them. I don't see this, I don't see this, I don't see this. You saw it, or you wouldn't be turning your head. You know, maybe take a second out of your day to make sure that person's living. And you never know what they've been through. You don't know why they're there. Or why you're there. Maybe you're there to save their life. You ever thought about that shit? Now, if they got a gun or something, yeah. Fuck that. We're getting some professionals come in there and do their job, but say. And even then, if I had to stand between a gunman and a bunch of children, a family, maybe if I had to stand in front of a gun and I could stop that, and I'd take 10 bullets, I'd do it in a heartbeat. You know why? If I thought these people, definitely innocent people, why would you think that way? I know a lot of people look at the way I look, they misjudge me. And that's the shock and awe of my appearance. Because they can't believe the things that comes out of my mouth. You know, I may not have a good way of explaining things, but I do. All those things that you do, overanalyze things, overanalyze myself, it's all my fault, may have nothing to do with you. In my 52 years, I learned sometimes you don't need to say sorry because it has nothing to do with you. It's hard to tell, but if you had nothing to do with it and you don't even know this person, why are you saying you're sorry? And we all do it. We all do it. You know, I started doing this a while back. If people say, how you doing? I'll tell people, I don't give them too much information, but I'm like, I've been better, you know. I don't say I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Because ain't nobody good. Who you lying to, dude? Yourself? Well, that's who we lie to the most as well. We tell ourselves, oh, it's going to be okay. Oh, I'm sorry to speak. It's going to be okay. Which, that's necessary. So don't take me on that. It's not happening. I mean, there's been times where I had to talk myself out of things. And you really don't want to go there in the first place if it's like that. But I say, honesty starts with, and like I say, you don't have to tell everybody everything. But when somebody asks you, how are you doing today? Tell them how you're doing. Now, don't go off on them and be like, just say I've been better. Keep answers simple. Especially with that texting thing. And I'm learning this. Less words are better sometimes. And we're giving people way too much information. Really. They don't need to know that. Especially if you don't know them. Now, if you know them, that's different. Maybe. Hell, what do you know? Are they asking because they want to know, and they really care, or are they asking just because they want to know how shitty you feel? And they like that because they just really don't like you, but they're just fake. All this fake shit. Nobody's talking about the real stuff. Of course we're being deceived. Of course they've been here all along. But they're in control, not us. They gave us this technology. Think about it. What are we really going to do? So my weapon is be myself. And I say be yourself. Your true self. Now, not no sick ass shit. We don't need that. I don't mean that. But be good. Try to be the best person I can. I overthink things. That's not really a bad thing, though. But overthinking is. But, thinking about things is not a bad thing. A lot of things are not a bad thing until you take it across that line. And then you can't straddle the fence because you got to either be on that side or this side. You can, but you're just denying yourself who you are. And if you're really that, that's what be it. So we know. And don't hide yourself. But why would you? No. They set a lot of us up to fail. Generational curses are real. Spiritual warfare is real. Everyday people. Every day. But what I'm talking about, you've been told you were a sinner just because you didn't believe exactly, okay? If they got, take a look at it. But is it really in your favor? Well, you all, every single human being on this planet has a direct line to him, if you want to talk to him. You get direct lines to hell, too, if you choose that. Sometimes you got to walk through hell to get to the good side. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, but there's a limit to what I'm gonna do. There's places I'm not gonna go. It has nothing to do with the Bible or anything I've ever read, but I always felt like I needed to follow my heart. And you should too, because I have a good heart and I'm a being of light. But I let people tell me that's what I should be. It took me 50 years, 2 years. Well, not quite that. In my mid-30s, I started realizing, these people don't give a shit about me. They don't give a shit about me. What they don't like about me is because I'm me. And I don't think I'm vain. I don't think I'm better than no one else. But some people just don't like you for no reason. And when that happens, they just don't really like themselves. They see something in you that they feel like they should have too. If you don't have it, you don't have it. Maybe you can find it. But start. Instead of going downhill. And the whole reason I started this conversation is because we are our own worst enemies, man. We are. We let people tell us shit. We start believing that shit. We don't think we can do better. We don't think we can have better. And a lot of these people are supposed people that actually love and care about us. that tell us to start. Oh, well, you need to have 3 jobs and make sure you get. No, maybe you don't. Maybe you just need to put a backpack on and start walking. When you see bad things, if you can intervene, you can. But don't put yourself in risk of dying unless it's absolutely necessary. And like I said, there are certain places where I would rather die in order for these people behind me to live. Don't know them, but right is right and wrong is wrong. Most people run and hide. I'm coming right at you. Go for it. I'm not a violent person. But I'm not going to live forever either. And neither are any of you. I don't care how much money you got, how much money you think. And if you think $500,000 is going to solve your problems, I dare say not. Probably going to create a whole fucking bunch of problems you ain't never done with. Never once. Some of the simplest stuff in the world. Taxes. Bloop. One minute you got it, it's on the computer. What if they wake up and say, hey, Jennifer just don't really deserve this. And I just shot that name out there. It has nothing to do. But what I'm trying to say is, what are you going to do? You got to learn to be happy and live and love with nothing. Be grateful for the very, very, very small things. It's something I'm still learning, still working on. But the one thing I've started, first thing I do when I wake up is pray. Or I say, thank you, Father. Thank you. Give me another day to change things. Thank you for giving me another day to maybe make somebody else's life better. Not just you. Such a selfish word out here. Like you're going to defeat the world on your own. I promise you, you're not. You will be alone, though. But I'm never alone because I got the Father with me. And if you call upon Him, you have Him too. He's never left you. No matter how bad things got, you just need to learn that lesson. But don't continue to crawl on the ground. Get up. If you say, God help me, mean it. And nothing else can touch you. If you mean it. Don't keep asking and asking for the same thing. But don't stop trying. Just know, at some point, He's going to be like, you know what? He really needs to learn that hard lesson. When you could have learned an easier one. Look, most of all the lessons I ever learned was the hard ones. And that was because this is who I was. I still learn harder lessons. And sometimes you learn something. There's always a curveball. There's always something. My thing is try to be the best person you can be every day. If you could sleep with yourself at night, you don't have to roll over. I did this. No. If you can actually sleep with yourself at night. But loving yourself is the hardest thing you'll ever do. And something you have to do every day. But necessary. So, glad we had a slow talk. Viking Blake off.